Every now and then, we see studios make magic out of new IPs and build a loyal community of fans that sing their praise from rooftops. However, when a studio takes a popular IP and creates a mediocre game out of it with the hope of riding on the IP's popularity to boost sales, players can't help but feel scammed. That is what some of the biggest video game flops of 2023 did. Some of the games on this list are so bad that they should never have existed. Others posed as a sequel to successful releases but only ended up ruining our childhood memories. However, if you think The Lord of the Rings, Gollum was bad, wait until you see the #1 video game on this list. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell. All the likes and comments on this video are hugely appreciated. Without further chit-chats, let's dive in. The Day Before was developed by Fantastic and published by Mytona. After several pushbacks and phony excuses, it finally got Steam Early Access release on December 7, 2023. However, many now wish it never happened. The Day Before heavily copied a ton of games without perfecting any. It was promoted as an open-world zombie survival game. However, what it really is an open world where you aimlessly move around and occasionally encounter 1 or 2 zombies with an exaggerated death animation. The studio has since announced closure, and the game servers will be turned off on January 24th. For many, Avatar: The Last Airbender was a chance to relive childhood memories. Bantang Games was tasked with bringing the game to life while Gry Hill Entertainment was the publisher. Did Bantang deliver the experience many hoped for? Absolutely not. Firstly, the combat system was awful. The quests and puzzles are pretty basic and nothing challenging to the imagination. However, the straw that broke the camel's back was the poor camera system that got players lost on where to go next. Maybe this game was built for a 3rd grader, but it should have been marketed as such. False marketing is a scam, and any developer that uses this gimmick to boost sales should be called out. The first Flashback game by France's Delphine Software was released in 1992, and it was a masterpiece. It even won the Guinness World Records as the best-selling French game of all time. Fast forward to 31 years after, and we have a sequel from Paul Quissett and Microids, and they succeeded in ruining the childhood memories. It was supposed to be a prequel that happened 8 years before the first game. However, it failed to use all the opportunities presented by the computing power of the current-gen consoles. Instead, it felt like the developers were competing with the 1992 release. The game was unplayable until after 2 patches. Then, there are images of characters that felt as if they were generated by AI. While the world presented a lot of promises, that was where it ended. The only good news about Flashback 2 is that it is redeemable, unlike the next game on this list. When The Lord of the Rings, Gollum was announced in March 2019 by Daedalic Entertainment, many gamers were genuinely interested in experiencing Gollum, a character with a twisted mind. Initially billed for release in 2021, it was pushed back several times before finally making it to 2023. Eventually, the game was not worth the wait. This is one of the instances where a studio makes a mess of popular IP with the hope that regardless of how the game looks or felt, fans of the franchise will still fall for it. A scam. The game was poorly received to the point that Daedalic had to issue an apology days later, and even scrap the unit that made the game. Gry Hill Incident, developed by Refugium Games, was promoted as a story-driven survival horror game about alien invasion. However, playing through the game, you will discover that what you will be struggling to survive is your sanity. The world is lifeless, and there is nothing scary about the aliens. What's more jarring was how poor the voice acting was. As if that was not enough, the voice was often out of sync with the characters. Thankfully, the developers kept the entire experience short at about 3 hours. While it lasted, the game will have you complete random tasks that don't drive the story. Gry Hill Incident is designed to be a stealth game, but you will move so slowly that short tasks tend to be drawn out. You can hide in cars and trash cans too, but all that was not enough to save its awful mechanics and aliens that can be killed with 2 gunshots or several whacking with a baseball bat. When you hear The Walking Dead, you straight up would expect a hardcore horror game, right? The Walking Dead: Destinies is another example of a developer taking a popular IP and making a mess of it. Developed by Flux Game Studio and published by Gry Hill Entertainment, The Walking Dead: Destinies is one of those adaptations of a popular IP that should never have happened. It was a scam not just on the IP but on the huge fans of the franchise. What you may find laughable is the cutscenes, which are mere flashes of pictures that give a mobile game vibe. The idea for the game was great, but the execution was lacking. From broken mechanics to technical blunders and glitches, this game shouldn't have been released. Now, give it up for the worst game of 2023. The cover art of Skull Island: Rise of Kong was so colorful. Paired with the reputation of King Kong, you just want to dive right in. However, as soon as the game loads up, you will discover that you have been scammed, and the pain doesn't easily go away. Developed by Iguanabee and published by Gry Hill Entertainment, Skull Island: Rise of Kong was a waste of license. If the Game Awards had a category for the worst game of the year, Iguanabee would have smiled home with one of those angel-shaped trophies because there was not a single part of Skull Island: Rise of Kong that was not found wanting. The visuals are outright terrible and scary rather than exciting. In one scene, there was a static image in place of cutscene in one flashback event. From uninteresting world to a Kong that looks like the murderer in Scream movie, this game seems to be intentionally designed to waste your time and cash in on the Kong brand. There you have it, 7 of the worst video game flops of 2023. Which of them was your absolute worst? Share your thoughts in the comment box below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so that you will be the first to know when we publish a new video. See you in the next one.